All right. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining me tonight. My name is Angie Harper, and I live in Brentwood, California, Northern California, not the OJ Brentwood, we like to say. And I just want to thank you for taking some time out of your evening to join me and to listen to this opportunity overview. Now, it's a little bit different, the overview tonight, that I decided to do for you guys, mainly because we're all in our homes. We're quarantined in our homes right now due to the coronavirus. This is a recording in March of 2020 if you're watching a replay of this. And it's an unusual time for a lot of us. And, we've all kind of, adapted to the fact that we're going to be working from home. We're doing a lot of overviews, a lot of product overviews and opportunity overviews. So I thought I wanted to be a little different, if that's okay. And I want to talk about my story. I want to talk about why I said yes to network marketing. And I also want to talk about how I built a business in just 3 years to an elite position with no time. Okay, so if that's okay with you guys, I'm gonna talk about that today. And I think that it's a powerful time right now. I just read earlier today that 3.3 million people have actually applied for unemployment just this week. So I don't know about you, but those numbers are absolutely staggering and scary. It's a terrifying time for a lot of people, but I also feel like it's a hopeful time, right? It can be, and I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to start my story in the year 2000. If I can get my, okay. In the year 2000, as a newly graduated liberal studies major, I started a career in education. I taught kindergarten and second grade, and during that time, I got married to my wonderful husband, Garrett, and we have 2 boys. Ryan was born in 2004, and Nick was born just 21 months later in 2006. And I was teaching at that time, and I lived about 40 minutes away from where I taught. And so, our days were filled with me getting up at 5:30 in the morning, getting both kids out of their beds, dead asleep, putting them in the car, driving the 40 minutes, dropping them off at my mother-in-law's house, going to teach kindergarten all day, and then picking them up, driving them home, doing the whole dinner, bath, bedtime routine, and collapsing on the couch in exhaustion, and getting up and doing it again the next day, right? It's kind of like Groundhog's Day, over and over and over again. And it got to be exhausting. And I just knew in my heart of hearts that there was something else out there for me. I knew that I wasn't going to be a teacher for the next 30 years and retire. I knew that there was something waiting for me. I just didn't know what it was at that time. But when my boys were around 1 and 3, the entrepreneurship bug bit me, I like to say. And we were sitting on the couch one day, and we were watching a television show on TLC called John and Kate +8. I don't know if you guys remember that, but they had a whole slew of kids, and suddenly they had this old school bus pull up to their house. And all the kids went out and they got on the bus, and the bus was actually a gym for kids. So a light bulb went off in my head, and I thought to myself, that is an amazing idea. I'm going to do it. So with 2 small kids and no idea whatsoever how to run a business, we did it. And the crazy part is, you guys, this was 2007. And I know many of you remember 2007, what the economy was like. Should I have taken a leave of absence from a stable career as a teacher to start my own business? Probably not. But, I had a fire in my belly, and I just couldn't get past it. So I listened to it, and I went ahead and I started my own business. It was called Tumble Time. And it was about this time that my good friend, many of you know her, Tara Wilson, It's an old picture of us. We've been friends for, at that point, over 20 years. We actually met in high school, and she approached me with a business opportunity, a different business opportunity. And she had just started with a wellness company, and she was selling a juice. And she was so excited about this juice. She made me so excited about this juice. And I ran home to my husband and I said, I think I want to do this. It sounds amazing. And Garrett looked at me and he said, is this one of those network marketing companies where you make money off of your friends and family? And I thought to myself, well, I don't really know what that means, but it doesn't sound good. So I don't think it's something, I should, continue looking into. And he said, yeah, no, tell her we're not willing to do that. So I emailed her and I told her no. And our story actually is in a book. I didn't know this until after I joined Tara's team here in Lifevantage, but she tells our story in a book called Go for No for Network Marketing, because, talk about a rejection story, right? I was one of her best friends. I was in the room when her child was born. We were in each other's weddings. And I told her no, but she went on to, we all know what Tara went on to do, and I'm super proud of her. And for me, the timing, it just wasn't right at that time. And the fact that I told her no meant that I could go ahead and dive into my business and create Tumble Time, which I did. 5 years into running the bus, I actually had so much business I had to expand. So I got a trailer and I wrapped it to look like a train. And it was awesome. And, I poured myself into that business venture. I used my teaching background and I created dynamic lesson plans and we had a lot of fun. And importantly, I created relationships during that time. I ran that business for about 10 years. And, some of my best friends today, and actually many of my business partners I met through that business. So it was an incredible time in my life. But to be honest, those of you out there who are or were traditional business owners, the amount of stress that goes along with that. I was doing all of the mom and wife day-to-day chores, cooking, cleaning, shopping, taking my kids to and from practice. And at the end of the night, they would go to bed and I would, go to my computer and I would work on the behind the scenes part of the business. I really could just never turn it off. And, it was like Groundhog's Day again, only this time I was my own boss. So it definitely was better for me. But at this point, my kids were 7 and 9. And my day-to-day activities were changing, right? They were getting busier. They're involved in a lot of travel sports. And so I just felt like I was constantly running in circles between the business and between my wife and mom duties. And it got to be a lot. And I started to feel like I was close to breaking. And so eventually I developed stress-induced anxiety. Now I know that that's what it was. Stress-induced anxiety, back pain, and migraine headaches. And I don't even want to think about how much money I spent over the years trying to alleviate my pain. It was about 6 years of weekly chiropractic visits, acupuncture, deep tissue massage, CBD oil, yoga, you named it, I tried it, and nothing worked until I went to my doctor one day and said, I can't live like this anymore. And he did what doctors do, and he prescribed me an antidepressant and said, just take this and it'll take the pain away and you'll feel better. And it did. But, during this time, I was watching Tara's Facebook without commenting on anything, and just kind of watching her talk about this product that she was endorsing. And so I started to do a little bit of research, and I thought, it's too good to be true. It's a snake oil, it's network marketing. I'm not even going to ask her about it because I want nothing to do with it. And so I didn't do anything. I continued suffering and I continued living a life of pain, which was awful. And then in 2016, I'm on Facebook one day and up pops a live video. of Tara Wilson. And this was when live videos first started. So I didn't really even know, like I just clicked on it and started listening. I'm like, oh God, she's talking about, you know, I didn't even know she was talking about her product, to be honest with you. I forgot what it was about, but she saw my name pop up. And okay, so this is awesome. I love using Facebook Messenger to communicate with people because you can go back and you can read all of the messages. So I did that. I went back to October of 2016 and I found, this is all Tara said, you guys. All she said was, thanks for hopping on and saying hi. That was it. Nothing about the product, nothing about the opportunity, just hi. And so at that point, we started a conversation and I said, do you think, you know, this little yellow pill will work for me? And I explained to her what was going on with me. And she said, I can't guarantee it, but you know, it's worth a try. So after I ordered it, that's when she sent me the ABC video. I just ordered it without even watching the ABC video. But she told me this analogy, and I still use this analogy today when talking with prospects and people interested in our products. And you know, she explained to me what oxidative stress was. I had no idea what it was. I did know what antioxidants were, and I knew what free radicals were. I mean, I was drinking red wine, I was eating blueberries, I eat very healthy, had no idea that, you know, my body, speaking for myself, was full of inflammation. That's what was causing my pain. And, you know, it was like I was taking a Dixie cup of water and throwing it at a house fire, as opposed to turning on a fire hose and putting out the fire, right? So when she told me that analogy, it was very simple. And something just kind of stuck with me. And she explained to me, you know, obviously all of the ingredients in Protandim, NRF2, which is the little yellow pill. And I already knew, you know, what turmeric was and green tea and milk thistle. Did not know what bacopa and ashwagandha were, but I set to work researching and learning. I learned what glutathione is, what SOD is, and I learned that this product, all of these ingredients together, yes, I could go buy them at GNC, but together they create what's called a synergy, which means that they're 18 times more effective and more powerful in lowering that oxidative stress. So when I started to really learn and, you know, decide to start this and see if it worked for me, it was pretty incredible. About 3 months into it, my pain started to go away. I'll never forget the day I was driving my car and I thought to myself, I don't feel like somebody is stabbing me between my shoulder blades anymore. Like my pain is gone. And I felt like a fog had been lifted, really. I felt happy, I think is a good way to describe. I just felt lighter. I felt happier. I felt like, yeah, this is gonna work for me. And if it can work for me, who else do I know that needs this, right, that it can work for? So I started at that point telling a few people, and everybody I told, they wanted it. And so I would send them to Tara, and Tara said, Angie, why don't you think about making this a business? And I laughed and I said, oh my God, I cannot, a business. Like I have a very stressful business. I've got zero time to do this. My life is crazy right now. I mean, I fall into bed exhausted at the end of the day. Like, when am I ever going to do this? And then it hit me. And I'll never forget, I was walking one day listening to a self-development book, and I thought to myself, you know, I've been working my butt off for 10 years to create this business from the ground up, which is amazing. But if I wasn't working in the business, there was no business, right? When I step away, there's no business. So I thought to myself, you know what? Time freedom. That's my why. I want time freedom again. And so that, I thought, you know, I owe it to myself, I owe it to my family to at least explore this opportunity. So I called Tara and said, okay, I'm going to do it. And I did. How did I do it? I really don't know. You know, I was running my Tumble Time business, and I started this business really just 10-minute chunks of my day is how I did it in the beginning. You know, I thought to myself, all you need is a cell phone to run this business. So I could do it at the pickup loop at school. I could do it, you know, watching my boys at baseball practice. I could do it in between classes that I taught. 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there. Maybe I'd wake up a little bit early. Maybe I'd go to bed later. I would figure it out. And that's what I did. I figured it out. And for me, having the experience of running a business where everything was dependent on me, from website to marketing to, you know, payroll, you name it, it was on my shoulders. Now with this business, I thought everything's done for me, pretty much. And I don't need to have a garage full of inventory either. Like, I just send people my link and they order. So I thought, you know, we have this ABC primetime video, so all I really need to do is get that into people's hands, right? And back then, when I started, there were 24 studies on PubMed. Today, there are 31. So I thought, you know, share the ABC video, share the studies on PubMed, and share my story, share testimonies. I think I can do this. And so that's what I did. You know, I thought to myself, yeah, I'm done trading time for money. I'm going to see if this network marketing thing really works. And so I did. Crazy? Yep. But again, I had a fire in my belly and I listened to it. And so I went for it. And that's when, you know, after I told Tara, yes, I'm going to start this business, that's when I really started digging into the business itself and learning all I can about the company, about the corporate team, about our products, and about our science. I learned that our company actually used to sell Protandim, our flagship product, on the shelves of GNC, Rite Aid, Whole Foods. And I learned, and this blew me away, I learned that private institutions self-funded peer-reviewed studies on the product, which is absolutely unheard of. Places like Harvard, the American Heart Association, the National Institute of Aging, they use their own dollars to study our product. That blew me away. And, you know, I've heard it said before, like, imagine walking into GNC and asking, you know, whoever's working behind the counter, which of your products have peer-reviewed studies. I guarantee you none of them do. So that, I don't know about you, but really, really stood out to me. And I thought, you know, this is something, like, I have my hands on something. And so, you know, I'll never forget my first commission check. After I decided to sell my business, my first commission check was $16. And I looked at my husband and I said, oh gosh, I don't know if I made the right decision. Like, this is going to take forever to really, you know, build up a substantial income where I replace what I was making. But you know, I just kind of decided I'm going to put one foot in front of the other, and I'm going to see if I can do this. And that's what I did. And I love the fact that our organization is 80% customers and 20% distributors. And as a distributor, we pay the same amount as our customers do. The only time we actually do get a discount is right when we sign up. We come in on a pack. We have silver, we have gold, and we have platinum packs. Platinum pack is absolutely every product that we have to offer at a substantial discount. I know when I started Tumble Time, I invested $35,000 into that business. And you know, you can start your own business here for $1,250. Like, that blew me away. Incredible. So for me, you know, combining my family and my business, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of stress in the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, but it's been incredible. My boys are involved in my business. They're out talking about the products. They've both been on the products for a long time. They've each even done a live with me, sharing their experience. My husband, Garrett, he's a kinesiology major, so really into the science behind our products. He was a gym owner, and he is a competitive power lifter. So for him, really diving into the science, and he comes to meetings with me, and he sometimes presents to people, and he loves sharing his story and just kind of educating people on how our products work, which is incredible. You know, and I've just been really blessed. When I was a teacher or even a small business owner, I sure didn't win trips, but with Lifevantage, I've been so blessed to earn trips to the Bahamas, to Puerto Vallarta, Cancun, Park City, Utah, Scottsdale, Arizona, and even Ireland, you guys. Like, how incredible is that? And just getting together with the amazing people that our company have and just sharing stories and ups and downs, and there's really nothing like it. For me, I think that is, you know, above and beyond, you know, the money or the traveling. It's the relationships with people that really set this apart for me. And my team, I've built my team in my backyard. I was the first person in our town to start, you know, selling this product, and I just kind of hit the ground running, sharing my story. And, you know, like I said before, a lot of these people I knew from my former business or from my kids' sports, and it's been incredible, you know, doing monthly meetings with my team and going to happy hour at wine bars and coffee shops and doing events. And for people that don't live in my town, because thanks to social media, we have greatly spread out. I've got a team all across the United States and Canada. And thank God for Zoom, because now we're able to do some face-to-face interacting, you know, with our entire team, which is awesome. I want to talk a little bit about your overhead in running a business. I know when I ran Tumble Time, my overhead was $5,000 a month. Didn't matter what I brought in, how many classes I taught, how many parties I did, I had to pay out $5,000 a month. You know, I think the first year, probably, I was not profitable at all. But I kept going because I knew, you know, most small businesses don't turn a profit. I think it's 4 years, really. For me, after 1 year, I was profitable. But, you know, for my Lifevantage business, when I started, I knew that I had an overhead. Now, you are required to spend $40 a month in order to be a paid distributor, which is 1 bottle of NRF2. 40 points a month, sorry, PV, personal volume. But, you know, I teach my team that you have to be a product of your products, and 200 PV is what we aim for, and that can be what you spend, it can be what your customers spend. But my overhead, you know, other than the products that I use and love and my family uses and loves, the only other, you know, money that I really spend is when I travel, and I choose to do that. So I am a product of our products. I feel like this is my store, and why would I go buy products anywhere other than my store, right? Of course, I want to slow down the aging process. I'm 45, so 50 is not too far off. So our anti-aging products, which are our Pro Tandem family, NRF2, NRF1, and our new NAD product. We actually have an amazing video done by Dr. Brian Dixon where he explains the 3 theories of aging beautifully, way better than I can. So if you're interested in seeing that, be sure to connect with whoever is sharing this with you, and they will make sure that you see that. We also have a probiotic with Wellmune and a slow release technology called BioTract, which means that the bacteria is slowly releasing into your gut over time and has a 60% survival rate, which is incredible for a probiotic. Our omega fish oil with vitamin D, fully traceable from boat to bottle, tastes like lemon lime, no big, huge, you know, pills to swallow with those disgusting fish burps. I'm a huge fan of our omega. We also have a smart weight management system called Physique, which is a 3-part system. It includes a whey protein powder. It includes a prebiotic, which is blood orange flavored drink and is amazing. Huge fan of our probiotic. And also a fat burn for those of you looking for a little bit extra, you know, as you're trying to knock off those pounds. We also have an energy drink called Axio. I really refer to it more as a brain drink for myself. I really feel like when I drink it, I kind of a calmness comes over me, and I'm just able to focus. It doesn't give me the jitters. It gives me sustained energy. We have 3 caffeinated flavors: dragon fruit, sour cherry, and green grape. And we have 1 decaf right now, red raspberry, but rumor has it there's some new Axio flavors coming out soon, so that's exciting. We also have a hair care system and a skin care system called True Science. And if you guys aren't familiar with the Think Dirty app, be sure to download that and put all the products that you're using into Think Dirty and see what they rate. Anything, you know, above a 5 is considered toxic, and we're really, really lucky that we have a super clean system, skincare and hair care, that rate anywhere from a 1 to a 2. And I know my skin, I've suffered from cystic acne for most of my adult life, and in using True Science, and keep in mind, I've used every skincare system out there, expensive ones, you know, drugstore ones. I've tried it all, and nothing has made a difference in my skin like True Science has. I feel incredibly, incredibly lucky to have found that, because I finally have something that works for me. And what else? So, oh, Pet Tandem, sorry. I'm gonna go back to Pet Tandem. My dog Bruce has a really good testimony when it comes to Pet Tandem. Pet Tandem is just like NRF2. It's the same ingredients, only they've added collagen and they've added omega-3s for their brain. So for Bruce, it just keeps his hips working good. It keeps him chasing the ball, and it keeps him happy. So I love the Pet Tandem. And this popped up today, and a few people have been sharing it, and so I thought, you know what, I'm going to add that to my training tonight. This is Dave Ramsey, and he talks about the time in how it's actually a perfect time to run a home-based business. And he believes that there's going to be a time in the future when we can't believe we ever did anything else, and I agree with him. And, you know, talking about network marketing companies, and maybe if you're looking at different opportunities, there are some things that you really need to keep in mind. And number one is corporate leadership. I've been lucky enough to, you know, have been able to fly to Sandy, Utah to see our company headquarters. I know all of our corporate team, you know, personally, and they're all honest, stand-up, incredible people. This is a publicly traded company, which I didn't really know network marketing companies could be publicly traded. So when I heard that, I thought to myself, wow, yeah, this is pretty good. So I think that's important. Consumable products is important. You know, I know that my customers are using these products every day, and they're going to need it the next month. So I think that's important. It's not like, you know, makeup or jewelry where, you know, when you have enough, you have enough. This is something that, you know, most of my customers, if not all, are going to be on these forever because they feel so good and they're so life-changing. And, you know, that circles us back to quality and science-backed products. And I think that's really important. Like I said earlier, just to have those peer-reviewed studies. I can't think of any network marketing company that actually has a product where they can say, yes, here are studies, go to PubMed, which is where your doctor will go to look at studies, and, you know, and they'll be able to read about it. So that's incredible. And timing. Timing is extremely important when it comes to, you know, whether or not you're going to join a network marketing company. And I spent some time a few months ago comparing opportunities. I know, you know, most of us have heard of Amway. Probably all of us have heard of Amway. An amazing company, been around a long time. They do about $9 billion in sales, and they have 4 million consultants across the world, 4 million. Herbalife, same thing. Those are called legacy companies. Yes, you know, you could start a business with those and possibly do well. Be very hard because they're very saturated. Lifevantage, we're $250 million in sales right now with 60,000 US distributors, and we are a 10-year-old company. So, you know, I think companies that have maybe been around 1 or 2 years might be a little bit scary too. So for me, you know, that just spelled timing. And, you know, and that's what I tell people, like, if this is really something that you want to try, now is the time to try it. Absolutely. And I want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight, listening to my story. And I really hope that you realize the incredible opportunity that is in front of you. I know the Direct Selling Association says that the first 135,000 distributors in any network marketing company have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So the first 135,000 in any network marketing company, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and we're at 60,000 right now, US distributors. And it doesn't matter your age, doesn't matter where you live, doesn't matter your race or your educational background. I truly believe that as long as you're open to learning and as long as you're open to, you know, being coachable and sharing the tools that have been done for you, I really believe that the possibilities to be successful in network marketing, I believe that they're endless. So I don't want you to let this opportunity pass you by. Now, I think now really more than ever, I think people are just looking for ways to connect with other people and to create relationships. So my hope is that you will use this time and you'll connect to people and you'll build relationships, and who knows how many people you're going to help along the way. You know, just like when I started out, I didn't realize how many lives I would touch and how many people, you know, would come to me and say, Angie, thank you so much for saying yes. It took me 10 years to say yes, but when the timing was right, when the product was right, I knew that it was time for me to jump in and to do this. And so I did, and I do not regret it, and I don't look back at all. Only look forward, and only look, you know, forward to a bright future. So I'd like to thank you for tuning in again tonight, and I want you to get back with the person who invited you to watch this webinar, and they can help you get started. So thank you so much for listening, and you guys stay healthy. Thank you.